Eyup everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all doing alright today, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Hutch and I like to play The Sims. Just want to get that little intro out there just because, I don't know, I feel like I've not done one for a while. But yeah, today's build, we're building a modern beach house. I've wanted to do something like this for ages, and recently I've been very into like autumnal builds and building like cozy little cottages and stuff like that, and I actually got this build suggested, really kind of like random weird suggestion, not the suggestion that's weird but the person it came from, but it was basically whoever does the social media over at the Microsoft store Twitter. So yeah, if you're active on Twitter in the Sims community and you post stuff, you might have had them like reply to your builds from time to time. They reply to a couple of mine, and I see them very active on like replying to people that make Sim stuff. So a bit like random, innit? Like somebody on Twitter that runs like a company's Twitter like replying to you. But yeah, either way, they asked me to, well, they suggested that I build a vacation home. It's not particularly a vacation home. You could have your Sims live here. It could also be a rental if you wanted. I'm leaving it down to the people that play with it and download it, but it is just a modern beach house. Could be for a vacation, like I said, or it could just be a house that someone lives in. But I've wanted to do something like this for a while, and initially when I got the suggestion, we're a bit like, oh god, I don't know what I want to build. I'm always a bit iffy about like builds in places where it's supposed to be like a holiday destination, you know what I mean? With that sort of style and that, I feel like I'm not very good at it. But I thought it doesn't have to be your typical like vacation home that's, how can I explain it? Like when I think vacation home, I think caravan, and I didn't really want to build a caravan, so I was like, what's like a good, where would you go on holiday to like somewhere that's like different? And I was thinking of building in what do you call it, in Tartosa, because that's like quite like nice, I guess, for like a destination world. But I thought, do you know what, I want to build on the water and I want to build on the beach at the same time, and I think the only place you can do that is in Sulani, so that's where we built the build today. And I did get some build inspiration for this one. I found a picture on Pinterest. I found a couple of pictures actually that I just kind of like combined and messed around with different pictures and like styles and stuff. And the packs that I used for this build, I used Island Living. I also used Spa Day. Weirdly, I used Snowy Escape, but there's a lot of items in that pack that I wanted to use. So even though that like expansion pack is more snowy sort of, I mean, vacation homes can be anywhere, they can be in any climate, but you know what I mean? In this build, it's like summer themed, that sort of thing, hot climate sort of build. But yeah, Snowy Escape, even though it's more like wintry themed, snowy themed, given the name, the items suited pretty well. I wanted to use a fair amount of the items, so yeah. And I also used the new kit. It's not that new, I think it's about 3 months old now, but the one that I think Aveline did she do it with the Sims team? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her that collaborated with the Sims, and yeah, the kit's really nice. I really like it, and I think it suits this sort of build pretty well. And also for the back part, I wanted to talk about this because this was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of messing about. On ocean lots or water lots, whatever you want to call them, you can't build a pool, and I desperately wanted this big like deck at the back that was on the ocean but that had a pool. So what I did was I made like a gap in the foundation and then made it so that Sims can access that bit of water, and because of the position of the lot, they can't swim in the majority of that like water, but they can when they get near to where the armchair is, not the armchair, the floaty chair, whatever, inflatable chair, they can swim there and then they can sit on that inflatable chair. All this to say, it doesn't really matter because I ended up deleting it and changing it anyway. But I liked it, it looked alright. There used to be a trick where you could build pools on ocean lots, but I don't think you can do it anymore. So yeah, a bit frustrating, a lot of trial and error. Partially why this video is late, but the other reason is that I think I'm going into a bit of burnout. I've been really like struggling, not so much yesterday but today. My god, just everything just feels like it's in slow motion, and I'm just like, I can't even concentrate for long periods of time. Another thing I wanted to say is for the voiceover for this video, I'm probably going to dip in and out. I might have periods where there's just a bit of music and I come back to talk about a certain part of the build. I just don't want to overdo it. It's quite a long video, and because I'm already like a bit burnt out, It's not so much the talking bit as the editing it, and because I'm like a bit burnt out, sometimes I'm like stuttering a lot, or I use the wrong word and then correct myself, and it just doesn't sound good to listen to. So editing it is going to be the bit where like I struggle. If I could just record one voiceover and not have to edit it, then I would happily do a half an hour one. I think I could manage that, but yeah, there's no way that I can talk and make sense and whatever. I've already tried to record this voiceover like 3 times and I'm already late. So yeah, hopefully this video gets posted the day that I like want to actually post it, which is the Wednesday. So if you're watching this and it's posted just now and it's not Wednesday, well, just pretend that it is. Pretend that it is a Wednesday today. So yeah, if I do disappear, I'll obviously let you know that I'm gonna go, or I don't know, you'll notice because the music will get louder and it'll be no talking for a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I can't remember what I was talking about before I got distracted. Was I talking about the packs? I can't remember. Either way, the little deck thing at the back, I ended up changing it to the hot springs that we got with Snowy Escape, and I'll talk about that like near the end of the video because that's where I changed it. I liked the thing that I did. I think it looks nice, but in terms of playability and it functioning, it just looks weird. Your Sims will climb down the ladder and they'll walk, you know, like they walk in the water, they like wade. They can get in it fine, but when they sit on that inflatable chair, they only really can float in one spot because those inflatable chairs can only float on deep water. So obviously the shallow water that your Sims walk in, and then just as they get into water and they start swimming, that's deep water. So where that inflatable chair is, it's literally like a 2x4 gap or something like that. So it just looks weird. I play tested it and everything and it did work, but it just looks a bit odd and just silly. It just looks silly, but yeah. And then this is the part where I was trying to do something like fancy with the roof. I was trying to like have some sort of like, I don't know, like modern cool design on it. It was really stressing me out. And I liked the idea of having plants on the roof, but then I was like, who's going to get up there and water them? But then I thought, well, it's an island, so maybe the climate allows things to grow without needing to be watered. But I ended up changing it because I just didn't like the look of it. I thought I'd show you doing the bathroom as well in that sort of way where I like zoom in on it, show you it sort of being built. Wanted to do something a bit different with the bathrooms, just like add a bit of like decorative stuff to them. They're not that interesting, so I don't always show them when I build them, but I did want to show you the like before and after sort of thing, and you got a bit of a glimpse of the floor plan as well. This build is a lot bigger than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be too small, because the lot itself is quite big. I can't remember exactly what size it is, but I'll put it in the description. But the lot size itself is quite big, and because the house doesn't fully fill the lot size, I thought, oh, I hope I've not built like what looks like a mini mansion thing, because I didn't really want that sort of build. But it ended up actually being quite spacious on the interior. So for the kitchen, I did like an open plan sort of thing. I kind of knew what I wanted to have before I really like built it and everything. So yeah, it's just a basic kitchen really. Used the island living counters and then the the upper cabinets and stuff, and just put some decorative items on. And then I also did an island as well, along with obviously a dining table and everything, and everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. So yeah, I'll leave you to enjoy this little bit, and I'll pop back in a few minutes probably. So for this part of the build, I thought that the rooms that were like there were way too big. Where I wanted to have the stairs were a bit awkward. Like I thought it weren't really making much sense. I think it makes sense in the end, but I really struggled with the floor plan. I think it's just the size of the build. I have said this before, but I tend to struggle with like bigger builds and stuff that've got like more room. But I decided to have this like hallway, and I asked my partner, I was like, is this hallway too big? And he was like, I wouldn't even have one. And I'm like, no, that's not the right answer. I need to have a hallway because it's way too big without it. Like, I need to have something that splits the rooms up. And I didn't like the idea of having a massive living room that's just got like a tiny bathroom on the side, because there's another bathroom like plunked on the side. So I didn't like the idea of just having that stuck on the side, you know what I mean, of a living room. So I thought the hallway kind of breaks it up a little bit. And yeah, it's just a place for decoration. There's not much really to say about it other than, I don't know if it's too big. I maybe could have made it like a tile narrower, but it is what it is. I think the rooms are a decent size, like they're not too small, you know what I mean. I don't feel like the hallway kind of suffocates the build, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't make it unnecessarily like cramped. I think it's still pretty spacious. I decided to do this little like cupboard thingy under the stairs. This took a lot of playing around. I don't know what I was trying to achieve, honestly. I think it looks a little bit odd, but I used the tool mod to elevate the shoes and have it look like they're kind of placed on the like shelving unit sort of thing. They kind of clip, they kind of look weird. I kind of wish I'd have just left them. I just didn't like the swatch of the shelving bits, you know, that dark wood. I really want some new swatches of them. In fact, I want more stuff like that, more shoes. We are getting a new kit pretty soon. I think it might be out already, actually. So you know I'm burnt out when I'm like behind on Sims news and I don't really know what's going on with the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're getting new kits. We're getting one that's like pastel that was, I don't know if it's like collaborated is the right word, but Plumbella helped put it together. Looks really cute. And then we've got a clutter kit, which I am really excited about. There's some like little keys that look really cute and some glasses. I'm just really excited for that. Then this part of the house is like an office study sort of thing. I kind of imagined that this house would be for like quite a rich sim. It ends up being quite expensive. I think it's like 150 simoleons. No, it's not. It's 150,000 simoleons. Imagine 150. But yeah, I imagined it would be quite a rich sim. And I don't know, I always think when Sims have got a study or a library or an office or whatever, they're automatically rich. Because I mean I've got an office, but it's not actually an office. It's a bedroom that I made an office. But if you have an extra room that's an office, in my mind, rich. But yeah, it's quite simple, quite straightforward. Pretty much explains itself. But I did include the aquarium thingy. I think we got that with Spa Day. I think it's like a big boxy aquarium looking thing. I know we've got only cats and dogs, but this is more like a modern version. Don't really know why I added it. I just thought it kind of makes sense, I guess. And I also put one of them in the living room as well, because I don't know, I didn't really know what to put in the corner of this room, so I just put in a an aquarium for your Sims to kind of look at while they're working. I like the idea of aquariums, but I don't think I could have one. One, I don't actually know how to take care of fish, so it would be really irresponsible for me to get an aquarium. It's not just like a cute little thing you've got in your house. Obviously, you've got live animals in them. And two, like, I've got no space for it, really. And I feel like it'd be one of them things where I get really invested in it, and then after 3 weeks, I'm just like, oh, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. And I don't want to do all like that with live animals, like just buy a bunch of fish. And yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. There's a lot of work because I'm looking after fish. Oh, it looks like that anyway. But yeah, anyway, this is the office. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, I want to jump back out for a little bit, leave you with a bit of music, and I'll pop back in soon. So as you can see, this is the living room, or you can probably guess it's the living room. And I was trying to do this like, well, I didn't try and do it, I did do it, like a TV unit, sort of integrated cupboards, all that sort of thing. And I really like how this room turned out. I don't know, I just think it looks really like well put together. And a lot of the times when I try and do something like this, it never looks like how I imagine it to look, or like what I pictured in my head. And this one was pretty bang on to what I was imagining. I will say though, a couple of items that I put down, I don't know if it were in this room or other rooms. I know it definitely happened in the kitchen, like a decorative item. They disappeared when I reloaded my game up. So I built this build over the course of about 3 days. And when I logged on to the game, or when I like loaded it up and everything, a couple of the clutter items that are like free floating that I placed with the red shelf, they just disappeared. So if it looks different in the screenshots to how it looks in what you call it, the build, like if you see I've put something down and then in the screenshots it's not there, it's just because I forgot what I'd put down, and honestly I couldn't bother to go back and look at the recording. And then I tried to have this sort of like chess table thing. It weren't really working out. This is what I mean, where it's like what I imagine it to look like in my head, it's not matching that, and this was a perfect case of that, to be fair. I wanted to like have like just like a nice little, I don't know, back part of the room where it was just like a chess table, I guess. Oh my god, can you tell I'm like struggling to speak? But I ended up changing it and having another aquarium, and maybe it's a bit overkill with the aquariums, I don't know. I never use them, so as soon as I used it I was like, yes, I love aquariums now. I'm an aquarium person. And then upstairs, again, showed the bathroom. And this bedroom, love how it turned out. I really like the colour scheme, and I really love those side tables that we got with that new kit. I can't even remember what it's called. I think it's like luxury, no, something like desert, no, I don't even know what it's called. It's the newest kit that we got where it's like desert-y, is it Desert Luxe kit? Something like that. Whatever it's called, it's really nice. It's got some nice stuff. But yeah, I really love the little side tables. To be fair, I love all the furniture that we got with that. Though I do wish we got an armchair that matched the settee. That's my one criticism of it. And I kind of wish that we would have got like a plant, like a cactus or something, because we need more cactus plants in the game. But yeah, other than that, I think it looks really cute. But yeah, like I said, I just really liked this bedroom. And then for this bedroom, no offense to like children and stuff, but the children's stuff that I had access to, like with the packs that I had, they were just going to ruin the style of the build, and I didn't want that. I mean, I could have done a really basic kids room, but I mean, a kid still could have this room. There's no reason why a child sim can't have a double bed. I mean, I do that all the time when I'm like playing the game, where like rich sims give the children like the biggest bedroom and they've got a double bed and all that. But I didn't envision it to be a child's bedroom, so if you want to download it, There's no like child's activities really, like, you know, the toy boxes and stuff. I mean, they could watch TV, and can kids go in the hot springs? Yeah, and they could play on the sand. Yeah, they can do that and listen to music. And oh, there's a computer as well, so there's stuff for kids to do. But yeah, it's not really intended to be any like particular Sims age or like that. I did put a TV in here just to kind of, I don't know, why not? Although the Sim does have a balcony on the front, I've not made it like accessible because I don't know why I did that. I guess I could have, but I don't know, I didn't want to like overdo it with all the balconies. And because that balcony out the front of this room is actually the front of the build, I liked the look of the windows rather than adding a door, because I didn't have many doors that I could have used. And like I said, I didn't want to overdo it using the same doors over and over. I feel like that didn't make any sense, but short version is I didn't want to have a door leading out to that balcony, so I didn't. And then this room, I knew I wanted to have some sort of spa room. I feel like this room doesn't suit being like a relaxation massage room, whatever, because it's got like an upstairs hallway more than out. I mean, you've got the stairs right there. Can you imagine getting a nice relaxing massage and then someone's like clobbering up the stairs to go into the bedroom and whatever else? Like, I feel like that would be not too relaxing. But in The Sims, it don't really matter. They can get a massage wherever they want. They can get a massage like outside if I want them to. But yeah, it's a little bit of an odd choice, I think. But it looks alright, and that's my main that's my main goal with this build, is that it looked nice and that it's functional. And it's both of those things in my opinion. So, well, the fact that it's functional is a fact. It's not an opinion, but in my opinion, it looks alright. But yeah, I kind of struggled with the layout of this one. I kind of had to be conscious of what the thumbnail would look like. So when I was kind of putting down these massage chairs and stuff, when you looked into the room from the screenshot, not the screenshot, the thumbnail, or what would be the thumbnail, it just looked a bit weird and a bit jarring. It's like the first thing that my eyes were looking at were just these two chairs through a window. So I ended up moving the chair, and I'm actually glad that I did, because when I play tested it, Sims don't really get massaged in these chairs as far as I could tell. I don't know if it's because the masseuse that I booked, or massage therapist, whatever, that I booked isn't level 2 wellness, but then it's like, why are you a massage therapist if you're not even level 2? But yeah, the Sim didn't actually, I wasn't able to get a massage in the chair, so I'm kind of glad that I changed it and put down the massage table instead, because Sims can get a massage on that. So obviously you've got to book the massage therapist, like they can't just get anybody to do it. I think you've got to be level 2 wellness to do them. But yeah, and then this is just a little balcony where your Sims can sit and just chat, I guess. Not really to really say about this one, I guess. It's just a little seating area with the little coffee table thing that I did, similar to the, what's it called, living room. Well, not similar, the same. And then yeah, then I just finished off the build by adding some plants. Put down this plant that reminded me of a hard-boiled egg, but with green yolk instead of yellow. And then I put down the little decorative items for behind the bar, and yeah, I think it looks pretty cute. Then I put down like a fake planter box type thing, just used the lowest level half wall, what you might call it, and just put in some like succulents that kind of match the world. And then after that you'll see me change the fake pool into a real hot springs thingy that looks like it's not going to be functional, but it is. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope that you enjoy watching this one, and I hope it's alright that the voiceover were a bit like choppy, and you know, with the breaks and everything. I feel like actually this is going to take more effort to edit than a regular full-length voiceover, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to everybody that like says nice things in the comments whenever I talk about like mental health stuff or feeling tired or whatever. Also, I just want to mention it for the video ends. This is going to be my only video for this week. I'm going to try and get another video up for the weekend, but if that doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. I am, however, hopefully going to be recording on the weekend and recording my 2,000 subscriber celebration-y type video, whatever. I'm not sure when it's going to be posted, hopefully soon, but I'm going to be recording that at the weekend. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. I hope that you all enjoyed watching this one. I hope you have a good rest of your week and a good weekend and all of that stuff, and I'll see you later. And also thank you to the Microsoft Stores social media Twitter person. I don't know what your job title is, but thank you for the suggestion. Bye!